morning, class. I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible now? Okay. So we have been discussing about the design rules, and in that we have discussed about the brief about the principles, standards, and guidelines. And as of now, we have been discussing about the various principles, right, and the various sub-principles which affect each of these principles. So in the last class, we were discussing about the principles which support the principle of robustness, and in that we've discussed quite a few. And the next principle which supports robustness is task conformance. Task conformance. In this case, the two important issues or two important definitions you should be aware of are respectively task completeness and what do you understand by task adequacy. Task completeness and task adequacy. Basically, the overview of this is that how much the system understands the task of the user and what kind of support system provides for the user to do the task. How much the systems understand the task of the user and what kind of support is provided by the system for the user's task. So therefore, the two definitions we discuss here are what is task completeness. As you can read from here, it addresses the coverage issue. The coverage issue. The coverage issue means how the system understands a particular domain of the task. How the system specification provides adequate provisions for task completeness. Then we have task adequacy. Task adequacy. How competent is the user to understand what is to be done exactly? The user should be clear about what is the task all about. The user have a clear understanding of the domain in which the task is placed. So therefore, the task adequacy addresses the user's understanding of the tasks. Task adequacy addresses the user's understanding of the tasks. So basically what we understand is that one of the definition written here is that task completeness task completeness task completeness refers to the level to which the system services can be mapped onto all of the user tasks. Can be mapped onto all of the user tasks. See, sometimes it happens that we have new services and we have new tools based. So therefore, the system services should be as general as possible. So the user has the flexibility to provide or to make the system understand even new tasks. new systems keep on coming up, and therefore it is not possible to understand always or to conceive always what can be done, what cannot be done by the user. So therefore, a system has to be as general as possible so that let the user be having a flexibility, and he can define new tasks accordingly. Okay. So therefore, you must know what is tasks, conformance, completeness, and adequacy. This is one of the exercise given here. This we have already discussed. You must remembering we discussed about the electronic diary concept. So I think by now you must have seen this exercise. But if not, you can read the solution which we discussed on that day. It is a very general example given here. So you can just read here how different attributes, like as all of you mentioned this, how the user can guess how the task can be done without adequate training, how the much time user requires for making the first entry into the diary without training. That is your measuring concept, your metric, the time taken by the user to create the first entry into the diary. Just a minute, please. Okay, so right, so this is the cases given here. So how the user transits from the paper-based diary, paper-based system, paper diary-based system onto the electronic version, and how much time time taken by the user currently now means that the diary, the traditional diary, paper-based, and what kind of time is required by the user to use electronic diary. So you can just read this answer given here. So another attribute they've discussed is task migratability. Most of you also mentioned about like the user has to schedule a weekly meeting or the concurrent events accordingly. So how they can be scheduled in the current scenario and the scenario where the user is now using the electronic version of the diary. See, metrics are very important. Something has to be measured in order to understand fully the conformance of the task. So therefore, metrics are very important. And I also mentioned earlier the two very important metrics in HCI are the speed and the accuracy. They're very important tasks. They're very important metrics in any particular task, although there are several other, but generally we consider these two. Please go through this answer. They've given it very systematically. Please go through this answer. Right? So this was a part which discussed about the principles So we have three concepts here. We have principles, we have standards, and we have guidelines. Briefly, we discuss about the standards, how they are, what kind of authority they have, how strictly compliant they have to be, who are involved in making the standards. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So standards. So what we are, I think by now you must be, aware of this ISO standard for HCI. I've been repeating this many times. ISO 9241. Please go through different parts. There are many parts available as of now. Right? We have the FITS law part. We have the ergonomics requirement part. We have the office requirements for individually for input output systems part. There are different parts which define different things. So standard, what are standard basically? So they're defined by the national or international bodies. You must be studying in software engineering as well, different standards we have. Right, so one of the definition given by Smith points out we have different characteristics between the hardware and the software. So different standards have to be defined accordingly. So I hope all of you are aware of, must be aware of the hardware and software by now, and we were discussing concurrently about these issues again and again. So when you talk about the hardware part, we're essentially talking about the ergonomics. Ergonomics, which is also known as human factors, is a very important branch we have been discussing about, which actually deals with how this is the design of the hardware, the design of the system, what kind of implications it will have on the use when the user uses the particular hardware, the product as such, how much it supports users' comfortness. User should be at ease while using the system. We have different gadgets, we have different devices and all. Until unless you are comfortable using them, you will be tired after some time. So there are very important things to be considered here. Right? On the other hand, we have software. Software accordingly, they are not a physical shape as such, but they're still, standards are still evolving in this area. Because there are so many things to consider in this case. There are different languages, there are different arenas. So they're still evolving. And obviously, software can be, changed, iterative in nature, but then hardware, it is quite complex to build, and moreover, it requires a lot of cost. Costs are involved. They're less flexible. So therefore, they have to be designed accordingly. They have to be designed with a lot of thought in the first go. So therefore, these standards are much more applicable, much more defined for the hardware component because they tend to be stable, because hardware, once we have a hardware, it tends to be there for a long time. But software, they keep on evolving, they keep on changing. So accordingly, the standards, they are, whatever is applicable to them, they don't last for long because software keep on changing. When you, I hope by now you must be searching for papers, and I don't know how much you have observed or whatever. In HCI, we do not have many longitudinal studies. In HCI, we do not have many longitudinal studies. What do I mean by that? See, one of the papers we were working on required us to study, a particular user age category from certain age to a particular age they go to. For example, we have to study user right from a particular age till after plus 2 years. So in this kind of study, we are observing the user as they're using a software. But then software itself is evolving all the time. So we cannot work on a particular software for 2 years and see how the user is how the user is using a particular software, because software itself is evolving. So therefore, in HCI, since these techniques, since the way the user interacts with a particular software, it evolves all the time. Therefore, longitudinal studies are studies which actually require the user to be observed, the specific user, only specific user who we are studying currently, only they have to be observed over a period of time. So since software itself is evolving, so therefore these studies are quite rare in HCI, longitudinal studies, in which the particular user has to be observed over a period of time using a particular software or any other product. Specifically in software I'm talking about right now, because software itself is evolving all the time. We have different versions available, different updates available at all times. So hence it is, they're quite rare. Okay, so here they have defined different parts of any standard given here. So like one of the standard given here, they have an example they have given here, human factors for designers of equipment. Human factors for designers of equipment. So ergonomics for designers of equipment. So we have different parts here. This is one of the example of a standard here. Like introduction, we have the body size, body strength and stamina, the workplace design, what are the stresses and hazards involved, vision and lighting, visual displays, auditory information, voice communication, controls, design for maintainability, systems. So here it is given here, please read this line. One of the standards here, ISO 9241. This is we are concerned about, ISO 9241 for HCI. It is titled as Ergonomic Requirements for Office Work with Visual Display Terminals, VDTs. Visual Display Terminals. So there are different parts involved here concerning the hardware issues. And the other parts are involved with the software issues. Right, so we have hardware issues like what are the requirements for visual display. We have seen different keyboard layouts and how they are specifically, pertains to different tasks. What should be the requirements vis-a-vis these keyboard layouts? These are all the hardware issues. Please remember this: the hardware issues, the layout of the workstation, the context, the environment where the user is working. What are the issues, concerning the reflections, display with the reflections, the display colors, the non-keyboard input devices, right? And there are also different parts, 7 parts they are mentioned here concerning the software issues. So we have how the dialogues will be taking place, general dialogue principles, what kind of menus will be required, how the information will be presented to the user, the display, how the information will be displayed on the interface, the user guidance, the manuals, the dialogue, command dialogues, direct manipulation dialogues, and we have form filling dialogues. These are the styles we already discussed earlier as well. Right? Here they are just discuss about the different groupings and all that. You can just later on see the figure they are given earlier in the chapter. So these usability specifications we have already discussed several times earlier also. But again, they have mentioned here because they are the standard component of the ISO standard 9241, which pertains to specifically to the usability concept, usability specification, and it applies equally both with the hardware as well as the software design. We have already discussed this again and again. Just for completeness, we have usability, effectiveness, efficiency, and we have satisfaction. So we already know by now the definition of usability. These definitions, though seem to be very simple, but they have major implications. They have each of these words in itself is very you know effective in the sense that they have to be applied in true sense. They're very much application oriented because the entire scalability of any hardware or software is based on these aspects. Many companies fail to deliver products, deliver services just because they're not compliant to the usability specifications. So what is usability? The effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction with which specified users achieve specified goals in particular environments. Effectiveness, effectiveness, so we have the accuracy and completeness. Task completeness is very important. Completeness with which specified users can achieve specified goals in particular environments. efficiency. Efficiency, how many resources were expended to use to achieve your completeness of the task, the completeness of the goal. The resources expended in relation to the accuracy and completeness of goals achieved. And of course, satisfaction. Comfort, the convenience of the user and people involved in the task domain is very important, and therefore the comfort and the acceptability of the work system to its users and other people affected by its use. So please note these definitions. We'll continue from here. In the meantime, I would like to have a view of your topics here. Let me just open it. Yes, just a minute. Did I assign the task of the data presentations?
Not yet.
Yes.
No, ma'am.
Shivani, I think I told you to.
Yes, ma'am, I'll send you after the class. I'll
No,
just,
no, it's okay. I was just, just viewing it. It's okay. You can do it. How many still people have not filled in? 30 students have filled in. Mansi, this is for this Taylor and Francis journal. This is Taylor and Francis.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, ma'am, is Taylor and Francis the name of the journal, or is it Human
No,
Computer?
Taylor and Francis is bache publisher. Okay.
Okay,
And the name of journal is Human Computer Interaction.
okay.
Uh, Avijit Agrawal is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Thompson's journal. Avijit, what is I'm not recollecting this? What is the name of this? Is it the name, particular name like this only?
Ma'am, like Comsys Journal was a website like Wiley Library only, and so there were many journals which are published, and all the journals which are published on that are SCI indexed, and some other indexing are also there. So in their latest issue, I
No,
found,
I'm asking. No, I'm just asking this. This is the name of the name of journal is this, or is a library something?
ma'am, it is a library. It is not the name of the journalist.
Okay, okay. Akash Singh, please mention your roll number here. I hope you will fill in soon. I hope you have not filled in yet. Please fill in soon so that Shivani can put in the dates and can share with me by this week so that you have enough time in your hand. Okay, I'll take attendance now. Okay, Abneek is present.
Yes, ma'am.
Sarthak,
Yes, ma'am. Present.
then we have 06 Aman,
Present, ma'am. 06.
1504 present. What's the order?
15.
04 present.
Yes, Sarthak, I have marked you.
Okay, okay.
07
Ma'am,
Devansh.
06.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. 7 present.
09 Dhruv.
Yes, ma'am. 1509 Dhruv present.
Yes. 11 Aniket.
Present, ma'am.
13 Mayank.
Present.
14 Paras.
Yes, ma'am.
15 Himanshu. Okay, then we have 18 Ayush. 19 Johnson.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
21 Akhil. 23 Siddhant. 23 Siddhant. 26 Suraj.
Yes, ma'am.
Twenty-
Present.
Siddhant is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Siddhant, is this your first class?
No, ma'am. I have attended many classes, ma'am. But, ma'am, I have joined late, so attendance regularly.